Okay, Kooky, go ahead and take 10 seconds, and then you can start the intro.
Okay. This episode of Limit Break Radio is made possible by our generous Patreon donors, including Talayan Vieira of Diablos, Volkai Nalu of Balmung, Achu Zen of Malboro. Thank you so much for your support. If you want to support Limit Break Radio, visit patreon.com/Limit Break Radio.
Hello, fellow gamers! Are you ready for the hottest new competitive esport game on the Garlean Station box? I know you are, so here it comes. Wazza! It's Garleo Party 5 from Third Eye Gaming. Battle against 3 of your friends as your favorite legions, like the 14th, the 6th, or the 7th. Engage in intense minigame action to subjugate surrounding nations to score coins and countries. Whoever has the most countries at the end of the game wins. Use the ASEAN event to steal countries from your friends. They won't be friends for long, ha ha ha! Don't fret too much during the game, though, because the winner is randomly decided at the end of the game anyway. Garleo Party 5, because friendships are made to be broken. And now, due to relaxing export tariffs for the first time ever, available in Eorzea and authored. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Limit Break Radio, episode 157. Now, I know what you're thinking, right off the bat, that isn't fucking Aniero. What the hell's going on? Well, unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on who you are, Aniero's been without power for the past several days, and now it has fallen upon us, the contingent of Limit Break Radio, to bring you a show in his absence. So with me today, I, of course, have Juxta, and unfortunately, Nika. Juxta, Nika, how it's going? Ha! And special guest, Kooky Persona.
Hello.
That's right. So we are all going to do what Aniero normally does, minus the audiomancy stuff, and bring you an exceptional episode of... God damn it, Scuro.
Jesus.
You literally... How did you show up after Nika?
We can't even hear him because he's a failure at
Kick him out.
What was that?
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Seriously?
I mean, I heard there's some open slots for the show, so I was like, sounds like a good time to drop in.
You could have literally showed up 2 minutes ago and everything would have been fine. You waited until we fucking start the show.
Well, you see, I had to get some wine, had to get a glass. It was kind of tough.
I don't...
Tough.
But hi, guys. How's it going?
I don't even know
Actually,
what to...
We don't have room on the show because normally there's 4 people on the show, and there's 4 people right now. There's me, there's Kooky, there's Kallo, and I guess there is room. Never mind.
Okay, so, fine. Scuro, this is already a shit show. Fine. I guess you can be here. Maybe we'll have someone to pick on, because I'm basically the Aniero. Juxta, you get to be the Kallo. What the...
Get this trash panda
What?
out of here with his hipster wine bullshit. Hashtag
I
praise
don't want to
Juxta.
be the Kallo.
It's
I want to be
no.
the Juxta.
No.
Hipster wine.
Nika.
So we're like role-playing right now?
Nika is the Juxta.
No, this
No, I'll
makes
just be the
perfect
Nika.
sense.
I'm good
Nika
with
can
that.
be Nika because Nika can't improv anything else.
That
I'll
is
be
true.
Juxta because only I can Juxta, and that makes Scuro be the Kallo because you're already so much alike.
How about Kooky's the new Kallo, because we're both awesome, and Mr. Bullshit Scuro can be Escalia. Because they both have tits. Well, one of them wants tits,
And
the other
also
has
not very
tits.
present on the show very often either. Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess that works.
Okay, whatever, that's fine. We have to get back to the show, and Nero's going to yell at us if we don't. Alright, so,
Okay.
welcome everyone to Limit Break Radio. If you want to join us today, you can. We are, of course, in the LBR studio in the Goblet, 5th Ward, Plot 30 on Sargentanus.
Sergeant Anus.
Sergeant Anus, Sargentanus, whatever, Swagatanus, that's an oldie but a goodie. You can obviously download the podcast, available on iTunes, Google Play, and Stitcher. Update on some Patreon stuff. First of all, the Nika postcard is going to be going out this week. We got a preview of that up. Nika, what did you think?
We also provide power services. Call today.
Thank you.
Comcast.
Yeah, thank you for that.
The postcard is super, super, super good. I love it. I actually want like a big print of it.
We could probably do that for you. I mean, I don't know what the actual dimensions are, so I don't know if it'll like upscale well enough to that, but I'll get you the original, and if you want to do that, you can do that. But send your thanks to Nariko and also to me for not making a stupid one that makes fun of you, like I was going to.
I already messaged Nariko to say how cool it was, but she never messaged me back. So.
Wait, hold on. That's Nika?
Yeah.
That doesn't look like Nika at all.
That looks exactly like my character, because that's exactly like the screenshot. That is exactly like the screenshot that I sent.
Look,
I thought that was the Escalia postcard.
Someone had posted on the thing saying, "Wow, she tucks it like a pro."
I saw that. Damn.
Yeah. So,
Your skin isn't gray.
Looks more like a Makote, though. I don't know if
Yeah, it's
entirely
definitely
sold
Makote.
Just like how Merleweb's in Makote, right?
It's not as manly and gross looking.
It needs a little bit more green too.
Like, your
Green.
nose isn't even caved in. How are you supposed to know that's a femro?
What? That's exactly what my character looks like.
Definitely
There's
does not.
thigh gap. There's a little bit of thigh gap.
All right, you know what? Since I can do that now, I'll just go ahead and click on your character in the studio. Where the fuck is your character in the
Womp
studio?
I'm upstairs at the entrance dancing.
Shut up, Nika.
Womp, womp,
You want to come see?
No, get your ass down
Shut
here.
up.
Food for Scuro. Podex save.
Podex.
Podix save. Boob for Scuro. Thank you, Scuro fan club. Although
Hell yeah.
I don't know why there's a Scuro fan club. That's probably a typo. It's probably
Okay,
supposed to
all
be
right,
like the
guys.
Juxta fan club.
Show.
What?
We have a show to keep on track. You keep getting sidetracked. I'm trying to be the Aniero here and keep us going. So can we just focus, please?
Probably not.
Let's just focus. Now, if you like Nariko's art, motherfucker.
The following podcast would be great other than Overwatch League is airing the Stage 3 finals. So no anal leakage today.
I gotta go watch that.
No, you have to focus on the show right now, okay?
Oh,
Focus. Motherfucker.
Look forward to the tasteful frontal nude Juxta postcard next month.
nice.
I was going to say Juxta's postcard is next. There is no frontal nudity. But if you
No,
like Narika's style, please go and
Nariko.
subscribe to...
Nariko Star. Thank you very much.
Please go subscribe to our Patreon. The Juxta one's very good. And following that, we have another Kooky / Escalia one that's coming out, which is probably my favorite of
Ooh, the
the
Gladiators are winning right now.
This is not an Overwatch show.
Wait, what?
Shut up! Stop!
Fuck?
I will mute your ass if you talk about Overwatch. This is not the fucking show. Focus. Focus.
They're doing a play-by-play of Overwatch League.
Bullshit, you shut your fucking mouth.
Yeah, you shut your mouth.
You guys are causing me to have like a stroke or something, okay? Stop it.
Is that like a mouth on a pouch?
Let's get into the news. The news.
It's
Shut
a
up.
mouth on a couch.
Shut up. We need a moment of silence for the news. Shut your mouths.
The donations are not popping up on screen.
They're not popping up on screen?
No.
Kallo.
Doesn't matter. I do have the thing up, so they'll still be on the recording. Wait, won't they?
The sound will be there.
Shit.
Oh,
The sound should be there, but the visual won't be.
okay, yeah, so whatever.
Carletta would like to ask if you're spilling burnt toast.
A little bit, probably. Hold on, let me fix that stream thing, because actually I don't think that they will be popping up on the stream.
No, they're not going to be popping.
The sound should still be there.
OMG. Overwatch League is on. Fuck 14.
Are you guys in the stream actually hearing the donations? You should be able to see them now too if somebody donates. But are you actually hearing? Are you hearing them at least? All right. Anyway, silence so he knows where to put the news. God, this is fucking terrible, mother.
Since Aniero is
Special
just to get to the smut. When daddies away their boys will play hashtag praise Juxta.
Hashtag praise Juxta. That's right. Oop, oop, shh, shh, shh. Overwatch League.
The hell? What are you doing, man?
God.
Juxta!
What?
Did you take off your push to talk after all that?
Yes,
course I
of
did.
course.
Because if you left it on, that's why I said you don't. Because that shit doesn't happen if you use push to talk. God damn it.
Oh my gosh, Nika. My mind moves so quickly that my body doesn't have time to react to actually pressing a button.
Oh my god.
Alright?
You are
That's
not
why
that incompetent. I
am
know
so
you're incompetent about some things, but you are not that incompetent. You can figure out how to push a button.
No, it's not incompetence. It's muchos competence.
Okay.
There's too much of it.
Children, shut up so that we can move into the fucking news already, okay?
Lick my balls.
Don't encourage that, Kooky.
I can't. I'm sorry. That was too funny.
Kooky laughed. Nice.
So our first bit of news comes courtesy of MMORPG.com, which, now firstly, I'd like to...
What the fuck?
What?
That's not news.
Yeah, look,
MMORPG.com.
first of all, it's Final Fantasy XIV related. We always talk about Final Fantasy XIV related stuff. It came out within the last week. Jesus
Someone use the
Christ.
hashtag mute children.
Hashtag mute children.
And on top of that, there's nothing else going on, okay? Did you know that Square Enix didn't even put anything in the cash shop this past week? There's literally nothing happening. So I had to make up some news, okay?
Not
Now,
Jesse.
Whoa, okay, hold on. If there's actually no news to get into, then why were you so eager to get into the news?
so that we can move this shit show along and I can get to throwing myself off a bridge or drinking bleach afterwards. Is that good enough for you?
I would just do that right now, to be honest.
Yeah. Anyway, I wanted to commend MMORPG because they somehow managed to write an entire 12-paragraph story in a game where nothing is happening. So
That's impressive.
it is. Honestly, in this article, the author is suggesting that damage buffs...
Should we just read this article and
No.
have that be the show?
No. I'm talking Juxta. So this article suggests that damage buffs should be reworked or done away with entirely, which I'm pretty sure, isn't that something that they did with the whole Stormblood battle system rework?
I mean, they said they did that, but
There is like the slashing debuff and all that stuff is still there. It's just on like different moves.
Right,
for
they
some jobs.
reworked
Like,
it.
Reworked but not removed.
Yes, okay.
It's still
So this
not
person
really reworked. It's just moved around.
Yeah, the main crux of this argument is basically, we're going to use Dragoon as the example because I feel like it's the best example to use in this. It brings lots of utilities to raid. You have Dragon Sight, Battle Litany, Disembowel, and all of those benefits, let's say, a Bard. 'Cause Bard has piercing damage, right? Who
Yes.
Yeah.
also increases everyone's crit and refreshes MP. So they point out that in an 8-person raid where 4 slots are already spoken for by tanks and healers, now you already have, let's say, 2 DPS that you kind of need to fill in there if you don't want to gimp yourself, with abilities like those. So the whole argument is that it puts certain jobs at disadvantages, like why would you bring black mages or summoners who benefit less from those types of buffs compared to like a samurai or a ninja? Now, Nika, this is sort of your wheelhouse, because as I read this, while they were making decent points, all I could think of was back to Aniero's 1951 raid DPS, where nothing bad really happened and they ended up finishing it anyways. Why should we care about being suboptimal when it doesn't fucking matter?
Yeah, like this article, I read it. It has good points that, essentially in the end, it talks about how that certain jobs are being left out because it's not as optimal of a group composition, and that you don't ever want to not have a Bard and Dragoon because of how well they boost each other's DPS and yada yada yada. And while that does make sense, again, this game suffers from the fact that the only thing there is to do is this one raid tier, and because unless you are a world first team, there's not really a reason to be that optimal, because you can clear all of the content with almost any setup, as long as you're not duplicating. But for some reason, still having 2 jobs that are the same lowers your limit break gauge, which is still really stupid. But other than that, if you have a different job on every single thing, like I cleared one of them the other day with 3 melee, it doesn't even matter. While this guy has good points, this game doesn't set it up in a way that it really matters at this point in time, unless you're one of those people that is really trying for the best optimal DPS. And if you're not, it doesn't matter, unfortunately.
Yeah, it seems like so many jobs are synonymous with each other, so it really seems kind of dumb that that's even a thing.
Does anyone actually remember the...
Sorry, but I can't care about 14 when Overwatch League is on. I'll release a groundbreaking item into the shop next week. Stay tuned.
Thanks, Yoshi. Ooh, for our discussion topic, we should discuss what item we would want added to the cash shop.
Guess what? We have a discussion topic, and we'll get to it when we're done with the news. What I was about to ask, which actually pertains to the topic we're discussing, does anyone remember, or have you ever experienced this in FF14, where you were refused access to, like, invitation to a party or to an event based on class or gear or anything like that before?
Only if there was already that job in the party. Otherwise, no.
No.
Anyone
Not
else?
really.
Mm-mm.
I mean, I remember back when Binding Coil mattered, you had to, most people were like, you have to have the win to come in, but other than that, it didn't seem to really matter, did it?
I know there was a few points in time where tanks had a little bit of discrimination. Like when Dark Knight was the worst a while back, there was like, nope, we only want a warrior and a paladin, no other composition. I feel like I've seen that. In terms of the DPS, though, no.
Mm-hmm.
Like right now, I think Red Mage is the least optimal in the raid tier, but nobody's saying, no, because you're a Red Mage, I refuse to take you. And since the tanks have been reworked, I haven't seen that happen.
Is that entirely
That's
fair,
okay.
though? Because, I mean, you still have Swift Cast Raise on your Red Mage.
I was going to
don't
say, I like Red Mage. Well, I don't do like the super endgame raid stuff.
What people
but...
do is they do Red Mage for progression and then swap to Summoner or Black Mage for
okay.
optimization.
For actually winning.
Yeah.
For actually winning.
Like this happened. I feel like this happened back in the 2.x series for Dragoons, because Dragoons weren't very good utility-wise, and they actually had lower magic defense than the other jobs. But yeah, that's the only time I can remember.
I think Machinist was shit on for a good while in like Heaven's Ward over Bard.
The what?
Machinist was kind of shit on over Bard for a while.
Well, yeah, that's why we never took you along.
I don't remember there being a job called Machinist.
It's like the best.
Oh, is
job.
that your prediction for our next expansion job? Is
Add a Machinist?
Geotologist? Oh, the mechanist? I don't know. I don't see a mechanist being the next tier job to me. Sorry, Scuro.
Why are you pronouncing it that way? It's the Machinist.
The
Anyhow, we do have a few more news items to move through. Do you mind?
Okay.
Bad joke is bad.
No, I don't mind. Nika, do you mind if we move on? No. Scuro, do you mind? We were talking, but I don't really have anything to add. Do you mind, Scuro?
Yeah, I'm okay with it.
Okay. Kooky, I assume you don't mind, Kooky, right?
Let's move on.
Kallo, no, none of us mind. Oh, do you mind? Do you mind if we move on?
Sure
We
don't.
should get a straw poll going.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Is it news time yet?
Yes, it's news time now.
Damn it.
So Destructoid also had a Final Fantasy XIV headline going through in the past week. They put a little less effort into their story than MMORPG did. So apparently it's a newsworthy occurrence when someone puts that terrible sweater glamour on a Lalafell with brown hair, glasses, and calls it a Breaking Bad cosplay. Oh hell yes, this Breaking Bad Final Fantasy XIV cosplay is on point. That's the whole article.
How is this news?
That's it.
Wow.
Like I went to Google, I typed in Final Fantasy XIV, I clicked on the news tab, and this was the second article there. Second from the top. This. A fucking Lalafell.
They already had that cosplay out forever ago. It was that like Rogadin with like the glasses, and he actually looked like he was out of Breaking Bad. Has like a pedophile for all the Lalafells.
Jesus.
So it's already been done. This is old news.
Yeah,
News.
Destructoid, shame on you. So even Reddit, I feel, is starting to feel the drought of content as one user decided to paint and post a picture of Minfilia. Why?
Who's that?
Why Minfilia? Anybody? I mean, they even covered up her boobs. Like there wasn't any cleavage. There wasn't any cleavage or anything. Like they could have easily done like a nude or like added some nice, just nothing.
Ones?
Why even bother making the picture then?
Right, what the fuck was the point?
Because we miss her.
How big are the
No
boobs?
one misses Minfilia.
I mean, they're probably just
Why?
the normal size
Actually,
that they
that's a-
were, but they don't put
okay.
any like extra emphasis on it or anything.
I just looked at the picture. That's a really nice painting.
I mean, it is,
They
but
did a
why?
really good job. But why paint it? Because they probably like her. Like, why do you paint any character? Why do people still paint characters from games from the 90s? Because they like the character in the game. Like,
It's like
why is this
painting
even a
Moon
question you're
What's-Her-Face.
asking? Why is this news is what I want to know. But other than that, like, this is a good painting.
No, that is the point, Nika. Why is this news? Because there wasn't any other news. We literally have nothing to talk about today. I actually painstakingly, all week long, with no help from Nika, even though she says, oh, I would help, I would totally help, but never does.
I know what you need help with.
Oh my. Okay, Facebook. Let's see, I'm going to go to Facebook. Let's go to the LBR host page. Let's scroll down to this week's show where I tagged everyone multiple times. And 2 days ago, just another reminder for everyone, please take a look at this outline and try to come up with a few points for each of these 3 segments. This is all made up and it's supposed to be fun. So for once, tag Nika, add a bit. Would you
Right,
please?
and then Aniero says
Should it
power
take you
without
more than 5 minutes to put a few here and there, and you did nothing. You didn't acknowledge. You didn't even acknowledge it, Nika. No, just stop. Stop.
to acknowledge it.
No.
You
You
tagged me. You know I saw
don't
it.
do anything. So today we were gonna do a really super fun show that had tons of planning by yours truly in it, but unfortunately it did require all of us being at Aniero's place because it was very audiomancy heavy. And basically, as of last night, not 2 days ago, Nika, last night, we found out that he probably wasn't going to have power today. The estimate was like 11:30 p.m. his time, way past when we would have all been there. So, at the very last minute, once again, I had to basically come up with something out of the fucking blue, which leads us into our discussion. I'm just butthurt that Nika always tries to pass off how hard she
busy
works.
all week, and I was gone all day yesterday, so shut up.
You're right. No, I'm sorry. I do apologize because the future of our nation, the children, do take precedent. Wait, yesterday was Saturday. You don't teach on Saturday.
But Friday I was teaching, and then I was doing other things.
What other things?
Cosplay things.
Did you get paid for those cosplay things?
No,
You get paid for this.
sort of.
Oh, right. You don't stream, so I guess you don't.
Hey, no, that was the lead
what?
to talk about how low our Patreon is. We need more Patreons. That was where I was going with that.
Oh,
Sorry.
good job.
Way to totally derail the plug, but good job.
Oh, yeah, that's... So today's discussion topic, which I'm sure Nick will contribute nothing to, is IGN put out a video talking to and interviewing Yasumi Matsuno, who was the creator who helped bring Ivalice to FF14. It's like an 8-minute video. When I first saw this, I actually got a little excited because I feel like a lot of the video components that come out that sort of dive into the behind-the-scenes FF14 stuff are usually pretty good. I remember we covered a while ago the sort of like documentary that someone did on the transition.
Documentary?
The documentary?
That transitioned from 1.0 to 2.0.
You can't move past this. What's okay, fine. Let's.
I actually can, because since I'm the one who's streaming on my side, I can hashtag mute
Let's just
Nika.
move past the documentary.
Yes, hashtag mute Nika. That talked about basically the transition from 1.0 to 2.0 and like all the different shit that they had to go through. You're unmuted now, Nika.
I didn't realize I was muted.
Yes, I did, because I said it. But see, you have selective hearing or something.
No, you said it, but it was literally a half a second ago, and I didn't realize you muted me and unmuted me that quickly. But all right, good, awesome. All right.
So how many of you actually watched this video?
I watched it. It was a very good documentary.
I hate tactics.
Kooky,
like
you have
2
bad
minutes.
opinions.
Scuro, did you watch it?
I got like 2 minutes in. That's like enough.
Jesus.
It's about tactics.
It's
popular
not,
FF
really.
game, you
Okay,
know.
to be fair to Scuro, it was a really boring documentary.
It was an
To be
extremely
fair, I thought
boring
we were
video.
talking Overwatch League today, so
It had
Scuro,
subtitles.
God damn it.
You know, okay, Scuro, like Boston is one over, has one win.
that was a pretty
over-
quick take.
Oh,
Pretty quick
I
take.
mean, for the first like 5 minutes, Gladiators were winning.
Final Fantasy.
Mute Scuro. Mute Juxta. Okay. So, I didn't really get anything out of this. The whole premise behind the video, like the first title card that you see is why Ivalice is perfect for Final Fantasy XIV. Nika, you're a big 12
Yeah, I'm
fan?
a 12 fan. I have not played Tactics though.
Okay, well just Ivalice in general then. Do you think that it's perfect for Final Fantasy XIV?
Oh, I got 2 questions at the same exact time. You guys are wow. Okay. Perfect is a weird word. Like what I think that was a weird choice, like selection of words for them to choose for Ivalice. I think it's cool. I think I mentioned this on the last episode even, that I just really like that they're able to tie Ivalice, which has already an established lore, and the fact that every single Ivalice game is canon to each other and they're not like alternate dimensions or whatever. I love that they were able to tie Ivalice into 14's lore and make it canon to both games, and I think that that's really, really cool. That they actually brought in developers from those games to do it, so that it didn't put as much stress on our developers. But then they go on to say that they did put, because they asked a lot out of this raid, I guess.
Well, actually, that quote that you're referring to, because when I first saw it, I thought that it was fucking bullshit too. They said, at the time, it was the first time for us to make a major numbered Final Fantasy title, blah, 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 push the development team beyond their capacity. I think that he's actually talked, because Hiroshi Minagawa was the art director of FF12 and Tactics as well. I think that he was talking about specifically when they were making Tactics, not when they were putting...
Or 12.
Yeah.
12 is major numbered.
Right, yes, sorry. Well, he's the art director for both of them, but I think what he's talking about when they made 12, that they had pushed their developers beyond their capacity. That wasn't in regards to putting the Ivalice raid into FF14, which, yeah, when I first saw that, and that's what I thought, I kind of started, like, frothing at the mouth, because I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Really? You're really working developers that hard putting in this content?
But then again, we still don't know exactly what their amount of team members is, do we? Because, like, we brought them in as developers for this so that it would be able to tie in with the actual Ivalice, because they're the ones behind the whole everything. And so, I mean, they come up with the story. One of them is a developer, one of them, but like they don't do all the motion animations and all the boss mechanics, right? I mean, one guy's a boss mechanic guy, right? I can't remember what each of their individual.
Don't make excuses for them,
but
Nika.
like, I mean, I think it was cool of them to bring in the outside designer, so that way we could get a cool, expansive world that was something not originally in 14's lore that is now canon to both worlds. Like I just think it's cool. I don't know if perfect is the word I would use for it, but I think it is definitely, like, if you're gonna tie another game in, this is the way to do it, not what Omega did.
But is that something that specific, like were they able to do that because it was Ivalice, or was it just good writing and they could have done that with really any type of world?
That's a good question. Because with Ivalice, they're able to say it's either really early in a timeline or really late in a timeline, thousands of years detached from where it exists in the other games. I feel like you might be able to do that with other worlds, but I'm not sure, because they generally don't confirm that Final Fantasies take place in the same worlds as other Final Fantasies, even when we have crazy theories.
Yeah.
Okay, excuse me, Nika. That is not true.
Except for Ivalice games.
No, Final Fantasy IV, Final Fantasy IV, the after years confirms that all Final Fantasies converge in the same universe.
I mean, the city confirms that too, but are we counting all of that? Does anyone count the after years as it?
Is it a Final Fantasy game? Yeah,
Yes.
It is. They made their boat and they have to sink with it.
That's probably fair. And Argent Esper, gross, by the way. Gross.
What did he say?
Argent Esper says Morgan Freeman just accepted that Kallo is the best ship.
What?
Gross.
What?
I would obviously be shipped with Senpai, if anything, okay?
Oh God, no.
Get your shit right.
He would kill you.
I think if he can live with, I think if he can live with you, he can live with me. Okay.
No.
Yeah.
No. She means with his massive, delicious thighs.
Because I wouldn't yell at him. Thank you very much.
I don't yell at him.
Back on
I'd
topic.
probably cook for him too.
I'd order out for him. I can't cook.
Okay. No, you'd have to cook. You'd have to cook.
He'd never know the difference.
That's untrue.
Overall, though, when I got done with this video, I was kind of left being like, what the fuck was the point of this? Like, I felt like they actually just talked more about how they felt just about FF14 and just Ivalice in general, then why Ivalice was such a great fit within
It was just a
Eorzea.
circle jerk. That was the whole thing. Like,
Yeah, I'm skimming this, and it's not saying anything about
I mean,
why
here they
actually
said we
approved
thought
for each other.
Ivalice. Here it says we thought Ivalice would be a good fit for 14 because FF3's Crystal Tower worked so well.
Yeah,
That's
they're
You
saying
see,
that
this
Yoshi-
world is expansive.
Scuro, Kookie's trying to talk. Shut the
My
fuck
bad.
up.
My bad.
it says there, yeah, Yoshi told us that Final Fantasy XIV is a theme world for all Final Fantasies, so let's implement Ivalice in here. So that's the only reason why they put it in there. That's what
because
the video
Yoshi
says.
said it's a theme park for all the other Final Fantasies.
So
Exactly.
God
That's-
damn it!
that was
quote,
the
I
line
don't
in
like
there.
it. I don't like that quote.
That's less than Ivalice is perfect for FF14, and more along the lines of any FF is perfect for FF14.
Because it's a theme park.
It's a
Yeah,
theme
anything
park.
with an expansive universe at this point is, hey, that's proof for our game because we don't have one.
But even still, I wouldn't call Crystal Tower or Ivalice a theme park. What I call a theme park is fucking Omega. I'm so over it.
Yeah, I mean,
Because Crystal Tower was, even though this Ivalice is the same Ivalice that exists in the other Ivalice games, the Crystal Tower was not, like, we didn't actually go into FF3's Crystal Tower. This was FF14's version of Crystal Tower. So I don't know if saying it's a theme park for all the Final Fantasies to just converge upon is really the right way to put it, except for Omega. Like,
well, I mean, it is a theme park, but the question is,
Right, but I mean,
how
like, for-
well are each one?
a theme park
is-
for Final Fantasies to come and play.
Yeah, well,
I don't-
everyone is executed differently, basically. And you're right, Crystal Tower was executed very well. Even Ivalice, so far, what we've seen, has been executed really well. And Omega is definitely the worst example of trying to shoehorn a Final Fantasy in there. So, I mean, I guess that's fair, but I don't know. Overall, this whole video just I got really excited for it when I saw it, and then by the time it was done, I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
oh, so it's a
Really?
perfect analogy for Final Fantasy XIV itself.
Oh, ow!
Mary Kennett in the chat says, so how does this work? Final Fantasy XIV is a theme park, so we pull in guest developers, so their own developers don't have to do anything.
Yeah, pretty much. They gotta focus on that microtrans.
Cash shop. Reskin this.
I mean, that's
Like,
not
their
true.
own developers are put too much into cash shop. We can't afford their development time, so we have to get other developers to work on the game.
Well, but you don't think they have to pay those other developers as well? I mean, no, they still have work to do. You know, they still have to. Who was it just said they have to put more cash shop stuff in the game? This is how we get a cash shop item every other week, is because you have guest developers coming in and working on shit.
Well, see, but then you get the benefit of working on one of the biggest MMORPGs in the market right now. So that's already a great experience. You should enjoy that experience. You don't really need the money, though.
We're not talking about World of Warcraft. We're talking about FF14. Yeah, I don't know. Did anyone have any closing statements on this terrible, terrible video? Like, it was super trigger-inducing.
I was upset that you asked me to watch it, and then I was upset at myself for actually listening and watching it.
I actually watched through it 3 times, like being like, all right, what can I really get out of this video? Like, what can I really extract here and talk about? And it's like, not a whole lot.
Nothing.
Not a whole lot at all.
I could have been playing card games.
It did make me want to play Final Fantasy Tactics again, though.
Tactics
Yeah.
is the best game.
Yeah. What's the best way to play that right now? Because that's not available on Steam or anything, is it?
It's on mobile.
Vita.
Don't play it on mobile.
Yeah, no, it's too small.
It might be on Steam.
I don't think it is. I feel like I'd have it already if it was on Steam. Yeah.
I mean, I guess that's probably...
Yeah. Oh, guys. So, guys, this is the terrible part of today, all right? Because we had literally nothing to talk about, and I had to pull something out of my ass at the last possible second. That's it.
What?
I mean,
The show!
that's sort of the... God, Aniero's gonna fucking
Did we really
kill
need Scuro
us.
here for that?
Well, no, we needed Scuro here for this next part, because I thought that since we never get a chance to do them on the actual show, and Aniero's not here, we have to at least do something that he feels he, like, got something out of it, right? So I think we should read a fan fiction so that he doesn't have to worry about... Yeah, no, he doesn't have to worry about hearing this fan fiction or people asking him to read it on the show, right? We did this for you, Aniero. We're taking this bullet for you. So Scuro,
I'm really gonna hate this show.
Scuro, I'm sure that you have the outline open because you're actually here to contribute to the show, right?
I just opened it.
Okay. Scroll down to the bottom.
There's two
Shit.
down
Yeah,
there.
there's two of them.
There's two. Do we want to
There's two of them
do
there.
Hallowed Ground, or do we want to do FanFest, a mini fanfic? Oh, actually, fuck it. We're just gonna do both.
We're gonna
Scuro.
clear out our backlog of fan fiction.
Wait, I'm
That's
reading it?
right. You're gonna read the first one, and since this second one came from praised Juxta superfan Frumpy Raccoon, Juxta's gonna read that one.
Well, apparently this first one has.
I thought we were trying
requested
not
me
to
or
piss
you to
off
read
anyone.
it.
I don't care what they requested. I'm the one who runs this show.
Okay.
Scuro, you are reading from Obinya Chizarit of Malboro, Hallowed Ground. They do say I'm a long-time podcast listener, first-time email. I offered you an LBR fanfic of the worst kind. Enjoy. Scuro, and obviously Aniero can put the sex music in underneath it, so I'm not going to try and put that in right now, so people in chat don't fucking get on my shit about it. Scuro, take away Hallowed Ground.
She hurried as fast as her legs could take her, as her savagely lumbering trunks quickened onward. She tried to settle her mind on a singular focus. Yet with every other stomp of Flash, or what the hell? Okay, anyway, reading. Flash desire quaked within her
Why is
loins.
Scuro reading this?
As the rage of Halone.
I mean, I kind of was throwing up at my mouth, like in the first.
A little bit.
Oh, it's just such a creepy vibe.
She hated herself.
All right,
can read this so much better.
Scuro, sorry. Oh, really, Nika? You think you could read this better?
I
don't know if I
okay. Nope, Nika, hey, high
Can
five.
I?
That's all you.
All right,
Enjoy.
Nika,
Can I make it really dramatic?
take it from the top.
Because
Go as
it's really
dramatic as you
embarrassing
wanna
and
be.
bad. Like, because it's about me and I don't. Yeah. So.
So that's why
can
you don't want me reading it. Okay.
No, I don't actually want to read it, but can I make it really dramatic and like way better and not stumble over my words?
Yes, take it from the top. Hallowed Ground by Nika.
Stumble
Go.
over every single
All of
fucking
them.
word.
All right. Here we go. She hurried as fast as her legs could take her. As her savagely lumbering trunks quickened onward, she tried to settle her mind on a singular focus. Yet with every other stomp, a flash of desire quaked within her loins, as the rage of Halone against the heretic. She hated herself. She had sworn an oath to him, her love, but still her heart danced to and fro. As her gate's strength weakened, she tried to temper her will against the push of her vice. She remembered when the only communication with him was her now aged link pearl. How she had longed for his gentle touch between and around her peaks. How she had wished to hold him aloft and carry him like a sylph or a head of lettuce she could slice up for a sandwich. They would tell each other everything. Well, almost everything. Her secret was like a rampart between him and her true desires.
Oh my gosh, is this gonna get to like the smut yet? This is like
This is beautiful.
Let her
Here we
go. Let her go.
She could see their cottage ahead of her. Her goal, her love, sat innocently inside. She thought that she could protect him, that she could cover for her true self. I love the paladin puns, by the way. Not any longer. This was fight or flight, and she resolved to fight for him. Besides, he would find out anyway, considering how often her public discussions ended up about... Oh no. She had worked herself up, struggling with her internal monologue and my wordy prose. It was time. Blood rushed to all the right places, her cheeks so flushed you would even say they glowed in a normal, humish, feminine way. It was here. But where? There! Sweat glistened upon her brow and down her now exposed majestic and thunderous thighs and glutes. She hugged her knees, and it came. It came not as the largest and most peaceful political marches of our time, but as a riot, a goring blade that went right through her. Agape the spirits within her laid waste with royal authority upon the ground below. A true circle of scorn. She quivered and trembled with pleasure. One beastly femro hand clenched the other wrist. She bit her lip with a moan and tried to contain her scream, but with a sound like 9,999 kazoos. It was over.
Wait, are they having
Wait. Oh yeah. What happened?
I don't know. It's not finished yet.
Wait,
Sex?
It says, sloppy. Convalescence. She now felt relieved. Her embarrassment was no more. She was ready to tell her love her secret. She just needed to make a quick visit to the market board because who the heck actually levels Culinarian? Yes, with her newly embraced clemency, she was unstoppable. She was woman, I think. Anyway, now she could be senpai. Finished. Or to be continued.
So wait, did she grow like a penis at the end?
I don't know.
Felix
There's
says,
like
"Is she
2 more paragraphs here, even though it says Finn.
Like
This
a
is
woeful
different
man.
one. I think.
No,
No.
it's a continuation of it.
That's
keep
continuation,
going.
yeah.
It's not done. It says,
Oh.
he lay pressed to the ground. He had devised the perfect troll. He had fed Senpai some sketchy info about the revival of the samurai arts in hopes of delivering a beautiful moment between Nika and her husbando. He then planned to Shikuchi into frame with some evidence he had acquired from the very seriously lonely painter. See, he had caught Nika having way too much fun doing something in studio, then commissioned some work from memory. The angst, disappointment, and tears would have fed his masochistic soul. All he had to do was lay low and hide in some bushes outside of her place. Crap. His eyes watering. How did she know? He had been ambushed, and now he lay under a pile of Scuro. The weight of 1,000 Scuros upon his chest. He couldn't even conjure a suiton. He was stuck, and he was beginning to like it. It felt strange. His only comfort was that the data he had mined from those elegant tombstones was false. Probably callowed ground.
Does anyone have any idea what the fuck actually happened in this story?
Am I people in this story, or am I like
think-
a
I
synonym
think
for
Scuro
proof?
had sex with you.
Yeah, I think the idea was that you were trying to trap me, and then I sent in Scuro instead, or something.
You
Yeah.
got Scuro.
I definitely got lost on the after the to be continued. It sounded to me like you were going to Senpai, but I think just ended up
what it sounds like
masturbating
you fed
before you
Senpai
got there.
info that would set me and Senpai up for a romantic night, but instead you were gonna jump in and take his place and trick me. But instead, I caught you and I sent in Scuro in my place.
Yeah,
That's what I got. That's what I got. Out of
I
it.
give it 0 out of 10. Didn't have an erection.
Not even half chub.
No.
that was all very, very confusing.
too descriptive?
But I read it way better.
The
than
wording
Scuro
was
would have,
nice.
so.
You did, yes, read it way, way better, but that was probably our worst fanfic. Sorry, person who sent that in.
This next one is hard to read because there's no paragraph breaks.
I know, that's why Juxta's gonna do it. He doesn't need paragraph or structures.
It's actually the opposite. Nika did such a great job before. So
No.
we'll let Nika do it.
Fanfic from Frumpy Raccoon, hashtag praise
No,
Juxta.
okay, Frumpy Raccoon is actually in the chat. Says, Kallo, read mine.
I don't like Frumpy Raccoon, so no.
What?
No.
That's not nice. I
Why?
like him.
Because he wants to make a cult of Juxta. Joe Landis,
real
my
thing.
dick is so confused right now. Come on, Juxta.
Who's reading?
He's your super fan.
Yeah, and my
For the
super
fans,
fan
man.
wants Kallo
Kallo's
to
fan.
read it. So go on, Kallo.
Can't believe you're actually turning down a moment to have your voice heard, Juxta.
It's because I am honoring the wishes of our very loyal Frumpy Raccoon listener, which you are trying to deny, which frankly I find appalling. And once we become rich and famous, it's going right into the documentary.
Also, the third league Overwatch League map is starting here pretty
Shut
soon, so.
Ooh.
up, Scuro.
I just was assuming that's why, but you know, whatever. Words.
All right, so fanfic from Frumpy Raccoon, FanFest, a mini fanfic. A sweaty, drunk, flushed Aniero stumbled through his hotel room door, screeching at the top of his lungs about Susan, Yoshi, and Tanaka for whatever reason. He flopped his pale body onto the bed and looked up, his eyes as red as an Amolajaw's cock. He saw standing before him his goddess, his mole tank, Nika. His final conquest was before him, the final LBR cast member. He then thought of all the others before her, Juxta, Kallo, Ascalia, Gamer, the Rusty Paladin. All of them had fought him, but he took what he wanted and made them bend to his will. He was the host, and they would fulfill all of his stretch goals.
This is awesome.
He reached up and grabbed Nika by the back of the head and thrust her down onto his nether regions. Everything went black at that moment. Aniero woke up the next morning and his pants were thrown in the corner. His crotch was covered in some odd fluid, and it stunk to high heaven. Then it struck Aniero he had mounted Nika in all its glory, but he didn't remember a thing. Oh, if only he hadn't have smoked a redwood-sized blunt and drank all of those Juxta body shots. But then Aniero noticed his laptop was open, with the camera facing him. Had Aniero had the foresight to record his 50 Shades of Paladin? He stumbled over and opened the latest file. Aniero couldn't believe it. Apparently, Nika punched Aniero in the side of the head and knocked him the fuck out and left the door wide open. And not a minute later, a small, slender, jewelry-wearing Japanese man lurched into the room. What the fuck was Yoshi P doing in my room, Aniero thought. And it dawned upon him that second. He watched Yoshi P slide off his pants.
No.
Yoshi licked his hand and whipped it between Aniero's cheeks and thrust upon him with the power of a director and producer. Aniero watched helplessly as Yoshi delivered several patches upon him. Mid-thrust, Aniero opened his eyes and looked up at his game developer and said, "You've been fucking us over for years, but I never imagined it could be this beautiful."
Jesus.
Aniero let loose a single tear. He had never been the bottom. Is this the joy that Juxta must feel? Yoshi looked Aniero right in the eyes as his face flushed, and he sprayed all over him with the quantity and quality of a 2.0 patch. He then slapped Aniero across the face and said, "We're going free to play," and crawled out of the hotel room.
Crawl.
Aniero closed the laptop and went into the shower. He was in love. He needed more of his new director daddy, but he knew he could never tell anyone. This would be his secret until his dying day, and there would always be another FanFest. To this day, Aniero pretends to hate the game, just to throw everyone off the trail of his passionate encounter with his discount Kojima, his Yoshi P senpai.
Discount Kojima.
God, jeez.
Oh my god.
Oh, that was all right. That was a lot better.
Everyone make peace with whatever gods you believe in, because we are definitely dead come next Sunday. Like LBR's over, right? Aniero's going to make front pages. Local podcast host slaughters everyone.
I mean, also, if Yoshi doesn't shut us down after that, I don't know.
I guess
mean,
that's why
clearly-
it's never
Clearly, look, disclaimer, clearly the Yoshi in that story was green and reptilian and from Mario.
Yes.
Bowser?
Yeah. That's
Got
what
it.
that
I'm gonna
was.
let you sit on that awful joke.
Yeah. Hey, that's to protect us. So if we're taking to court over this, we can be like, no, this was not defamation or slander or anything like that. It was the Mario character. So, all right, guys. That's it. That's our show. Honestly, you got more out of this than I thought you were going to get. So, congratulations. Fanfics are done. Please don't send in any more. Kooky, I would like you to delete any more fanfics on site.
Okay.
Okay?
Kooky, don't do that. We have to push them to the front. of the
No,
list.
definitely deleting them all.
You have to do some digging to get to those, by the way.
Site. That was all terrible. So that's it, guys. That's the end of LBR today. Again, I apologize that you only got half an episode, but you can blame Mother Nature. We'll be back. We'll be back next week. Hopefully be able to make up for that.
Well, isn't next week Mother's Day?
Next week is Mother's
So
Day.
I don't know what the deal's happening with that. Unless we can
Same
do
here.
a show.
Nika,
saying.
you need to be on top of scheduling yourself. I knew I wasn't going to be around.
Tell that to my family who literally schedules things an hour before they happen. So
Okay, well
Yeah.
then they can enjoy not having your presence there.
Well,
You are
fine.
required to work.
Yes, you need to find out for us as soon as you can so that we can hopefully get like Norris or Ascali or someone else to help
I
fill
will try my
in.
best. I will let you know.
Jeez.
Oh,
Okay.
great. She's not going to
How's-
find out.
Why
until
aren't you
the day.
doing things with your mother?
Today's fanfic was brought to
Wait,
you
why aren't you
by
doing
the
your
cult
kids
of the
thing?
just
Shut up,
praising
girl.
always and forever go in the light of the position.
Peace. Juxta be with you.
Thank you, Frumpy Raccoon. All right, guys, shut up so I can do the outro and we can stop putting these people through this terrible shit show. Limit Break Radio is a production of LimitBreakRadio.com and Bender Media Productions. This episode was produced by Kallo Landis. Juxtaposition and Kooky Persona, Final Fantasy XIV, and Eorzea are trademarks of Square Enix. Funding for Limit Break Radio is provided by Miri Kennett, Nexian Theta, Hirsch First, Tallinn Vieira, and fellow Limit Break listeners. To support Limit Break Radio, visit patreon.com/LimitBreakRadio. Opening music in this episode from Daniel Lambie. Listen to Man with the Machine Gun and other great tracks at facebook.com/Daniel Lambie Metal Gamer. Closing music in this episode provided by Husky by the Geek. Listen to this and great Final Fantasy XIV and video game rock covers and original music at facebook.com/HuskyByTheGeek. In-game graphics for Limit Break Radio's Twitch stream are provided by Diamond Multimedia. Check out their line of AMD graphics card and other hardware at diamondmm.com. Limit Break Radio and its hosts are solely responsible for its content.
Penis.